The Writer's Block.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Writer's Block. Today our discussion is going to be a little different. I got some questions on Instagram asking me how I got my start as a writer, what tips I use when beginning a book or a poem or something of the sort. I know some people like to listen to music when they're writing. I know some people like to be in a loud environment, out in public. I know some people like to be in their office, in their home. I just know that everything's different for everyone. There's always some key points, though, that we should look at when we're writing a book. So today I'm going to give you 5 key points. Let's start off with number 1. Numero uno. Don't look for the perfect time. There will never be a perfect time. I know a lot of authors or writers are always saying, well, I'll start that when I feel ready. I'll start that when I feel like it's the perfect time to write it, or the perfect time to write it. There's never a perfect time. Let me just tell you now. I know that some of us are in school, some of us are married with children, some of us have a full-time job, some people are, stay-at-home mothers, which is also a job. You heard me. Because we can't find the perfect time. We can't find that niche moment where we could just say, this is the time to write. So stop looking for that time. It's never going to come. And you're just going to be sitting here all your life and keep pushing it off until the perfect time, pushing it off to the perfect time. And before you know it, it'll be 10 years later, and you still haven't wrote that thing you said you were going to write. So get to it. The second one, numero dos. Right now, think later. Or in other words, right now, fix it later. A lot of the times, we sit here, we're trying to write this perfect sentence, we're trying to make this perfect scene in this book or this first chapter or whatever it may be, and you end up going back and erasing so much of the good stuff. Just write, period. Just write what you have to now. You can clean it up later, you can fix it later, you can add those commas and periods and whatever later, but right now, you just need to be focusing on the storyline, getting it on the piece of paper. We already know that sometimes people cannot get past that first point. You're stuck right now. So the best thing to do, write, come back to it later, fix it. You can come back later and explain that scene better. You can come back later and change that name of that person that you just didn't feel like it was working. My third tip is form a schedule that you can follow. If you're one of those people that likes to procrastinate, if you're one of those people that pushes things back, if you're one of those people that still haven't done something you said you were going to do last week or last month or last year, forming a schedule is your best bet. We all get writer's block. We all get stuck. But if you have a schedule and you're doing the other 2 tips that I told you about, just write. Write on that schedule. Every Monday at 4, I'm going to start writing. Or every Monday when I get home from work at 5 or 6, I'm going to write for an hour. Make that schedule, because when you make that schedule, now you're holding yourself responsible. Before you know it, you'll have a finished chapter, you'll have a finished book. Number 4, read other books in your genre. The reason I say this is because you'll be able to kind of get a clear view of where you want to go. I'm not saying follow their writing style. I'm not saying follow their storyline. I'm not saying copy the way that they do things. But I'm saying you can broaden your writing style. It's not always picking the good things from someone's book, but you can be picking the bad things and knowing that you don't want to do the same things as well. You can figure out what fits your book and what from theirs that you would never want to take onto yours. Not every author is perfect, and not every style is what you would want to implement into yours. The 5th tip, the 5th and final and amazing tip. Go out into the world and observe the people around you. Observe the things around you. People watch. You know how many times I've spent just watching people? I'm not judging them. It depends where you are. I mean, I might have judged them a little bit. But people's movements, what they look like, how they dress, all is going to be good for your book. I promise you, people watching is one of the best things you could do. Seeing people's movements gives you insight to how you want your characters to move. You can explain things better by viewing the people around you. If your book's not realistic, if it's not something that you could see someone doing, it's probably not going to catch your reader. The reader is not seeing everything you're seeing. So go out there, look around, and write what you see. Thank you guys for watching this quick video. These are 5 quick tips on how you could start your writing right now, today. Stop holding off. Stop procrastinating. The best thing to do is go out and write. If you want to be a writer, start writing. Write! If you want to be a writer, write! Thank you for watching The Writer's Block. Have a good night.